If you thought Dexter Resurrection had already peaked, Episode 7 will have you completely rethinking everything you thought you knew about the series, because this week, the show delivered a finale so layered, shocking, and tense, it set the stage for what might be the wildest conclusion in Dexter history. From the very first seconds, tension electrifies every scene as seats at Priya's ominous table dwindle and the body count climbs ever higher. The big lingering theory about Mia, was she truly dead, or working things from the shadows, was finally put to rest, and the Gemini killer's fate was sealed in the only way it ever could be, at the hands of Dexter himself, the master who's always one step ahead. But it's not just about taking out killers this week. The spotlight turns to Leon Prater, a character whose darkness only deepens as each episode peels away his layers. It's a chilling revelation as we learn about Prater's warped backstory, the trauma of losing both parents, his twisted obsession with serial killers that all started with the cold-blooded murderer who took away his childhood, and the legacy of violence that shaped the person he is today. Equally captivating is the chess game between Dexter and Batista. That clever tracker planted by Batista could be the thread that unravels everything, with Batista refusing to let go of the past. Dexter's every move is under scrutiny, and the lines between hunter and hunted blur dangerously. The possibility that the final dinner at Priya's mansion could turn into a bloodbath is real, and with Charlie, the lethal guardian, lurking, any misstep by Batista could prove fatal, or could force Dexter's true identity into the open in front of all the key players. There's also that deliciously ambiguous hint: what if Angel brings Detective Wallace along for the ride, only to find that Dexter has already poisoned her trust? With one subtle psychological maneuver, Dexter has made sure Wallace sees Batista as a man spiraling out of control, alone in his crusade, ratcheting up the risk for everyone involved. As for Dexter, this episode saw him masterfully covering his tracks. After a confrontation with Gareth, the last of the Gemini twins, the spark of Gareth's ego ultimately led to his own demise, with Dexter turning the tables and framing him for more than just his own crimes. This course correction wasn't just about physical survival, it was about shifting suspicion and cementing Dexter, yet again, as the one the others least expect. The show's exploration into AL's dual personality gets darker. Under the surface of that cheerful facade is a killer every bit as fixated and terrifying as those Dexter hunts. The character work shines, every decision, every expression, every masked grin adds layers of dread and intrigue. While Dexter is trying to give Harrison a better, straighter path by visiting colleges and offering guidance, we start to see the dark legacy brewing. Hints around Elsa's troubles with her landlord suggest that Harrison's storyline is poised to take a dangerous turn. Will he fall prey to the same shadows that haunt his father? And what about Gigi, the glimpses of the life Harrison could have if only darkness wasn't stalking them both from the corners of their lives? No recap would be complete without mentioning the tease of the New York Ripper, whose ghoulish phone calls are rattling the city again. Questions swirl: was that truly the Ripper's voice, or could it be Prater himself, carrying on a cult of personality around death and fear? The show expertly leaves the answer dangling, fueling speculation and setting up a ticking clock that might carry over into another season. Few shows juggle this many threads with such confident storytelling, and by the end of episode 7, every character feels vital, every subplot poised to collide in the kind of high-stakes climax Dexter fans live for. The Gemini killer's defeat, the growing menace of Prater, the looming specter of exposure, and the ever-tightening net around Dexter all surge toward a conclusion where anyone could lose everything in an instant. With only 2 episodes left, there's no time for complacency. Anyone could be the next sacrifice, every secret is at risk, and the specter of justice or destruction looms over every character. If you love breakdowns, analysis, and wild theories on Dexter Resurrection, don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and drop your thoughts or predictions in the comments, because trust me, the next twist is closer than you think, and you won't want to miss a moment as Dexter's world threatens to unravel once and for all.